Hello, welcome to Medellin Sport Rentals. My name is Jensen. I'm going to go over some brief points that you need to know while renting a scooter or motorcycle. So the speed limits here in Medellin are 30, 60, and 80. Outside of the city on the highways, the speed limits are 80. Inside the city, the speed limits are 60, and in neighborhoods, the speed limits are 30. One important thing to remember is whenever you come to a stoplight and the light is red, you have to stop behind the crosswalks. If you stop in the crosswalk, the speed camera will take a picture of you and you will receive a ticket for running a red light. So remember, watch your speed limits and stay behind the crosswalks when you come to a stoplight. One question we get asked a lot is, where can I park the motorcycle or scooter? Remember, here in the city there are a lot of areas designated for motorcycles and scooters. How will you know? The area will say Parqueadero Motos. If you cannot find an area to park the motorcycle or scooter, you can always park the motor or scooter in a parking garage. So remember, park the motos in designated areas or choose a parking garage to park the moto. So one thing we do get asked a lot is, hey, what happens if the transito, which we call the traffic police, tows my motorcycle or scooter? Well, if they do tow your motorcycle or scooter on the weekend, there's nothing we can do. If it's during the week, the first thing we want to try to do is to get it back as quickly as possible so you can continue your trip. Remember, everything is a process here, and sometimes it does take a long time. But another thing you need to be very conscious of is if the transito does tow your motorcycle or scooter, you will lose your deposit. So if you were to fall down or get in an accident on the motorcycle or scooter, don't worry, we'll handle the damages whenever you get back. If you do need to go to the clinic, please go to the clinic. With the documents to the motorcycle, you are covered up to $7,000. There is one thing, if you were to get in an accident with another vehicle, please do not move the motorcycles. There are a process here that we have to follow in order for insurance purposes. Don't worry, the insurance of the motorcycles, it does cover all damages done to third parties, meaning it will cover the damage to the other vehicle, and you are covered up to $7,000 for personal injury. So one question we get asked a lot is, if I do get in an accident on the motorcycle, what happens? If the motorcycle can't run, do I get another motorcycle or do you guys exchange the motorcycle? No. If you do get in an accident on the motorcycle and that motorcycle is not able to operate, we do not exchange the motorcycle. If you do want to continue driving, you will have to pay for a new rental. Remember, checkpoints here in Colombia are very normal. The police will stop you and they will search you. But don't worry, this is very normal and routine procedure. Hand them the documents to the motorcycle and your driver's license. And remember, the documents to the motorcycle are underneath the seat. So if the scooter or motorcycle was to break down on the street, don't worry. Our first and main concern is to make sure that you can continue your trip as quickly as possible. All the motorcycles and scooters have GPSs, so we can always see where you are at. Remember, if the motorcycle or scooter was to break down, give us a call. All of our motorcycles and scooters are in very good condition. We maintain them very well, but they are motorcycles and sometimes these things can happen. Remember, here in Medellin, we are in terrain that is very hilly. So the gas gauges of all the motorcycles and scooters can be very different, going up a hill and going down a hill. Remember, if the gas gauge shows 2 or 3 bars, you need to fill up with gas. It's always a good practice to make sure you pull up the seat and check the gas, how much gas you have left in the scooter or motorcycle. But if the gas gauge on the scooter or motorcycle shows 2 bars or 3 bars, please fill up with gas. Remember, when driving here in Medellin, we're in a very hilly terrain. I'm going to go over a brief point about braking while driving scooters or motorcycles in hilly terrains. Whenever you're coming down hills, make sure that you are pumping the brakes. Please do not ride the brakes. If you do ride the brakes, you will lose the brakes. What does that mean? That means that the brake pads get very, very hot and the bike will not want to stop. So remember, whenever you are coming down a hill, please go very slow and pump the brakes. Do not hold the brakes. Pump the brakes. So one question we get a lot here at Medellin Sport Rentals is, hey, where can I not take the motorcycle? Well, there's only one place here that you cannot take the motorcycle in Medellin, and that is the tunnel. Whenever you came into the city, you came in through the tunnel from the airport. In that tunnel, they do not allow motorcycles. So remember, the only place that you cannot go with that motorcycle is in that tunnel. If for some reason you were to go in that tunnel with that motorcycle, the transito, which we call the traffic police, they will take the motorcycle from you. So we get asked a lot, hey, do I have to pay toll booths? No, you do not have to pay toll booths. On the right-hand side of every toll booth, there is a lane that is only for motorcycles. So remember, whenever you come to a toll booth, find the lane on the right-hand side, and that is only for motorcycles, and you do not have to pay the toll booth. So here at Medellin Sport Rentals, we do get asked a lot about responsibility of damages to the motorcycle. So I'm going to explain to you how it works. For every motorcycle that you rent or scooter, you are 100% responsible for the damages to that motorcycle. What you are not responsible for are damages to third parties. What does that mean? That means if you were to get an accident with another vehicle, the damages to that vehicle or to that person, the insurance of your motorcycle covers them, covers that person, and also covers you. So we get asked a lot, hey, can I bring the bike back after business hours? No, we do not accept returns back after business hours. If you need to return the bike after business hours, our process is, please find a parking garage, an area that is safe, and parking garages are the safest area. Leave the bike, the helmet, and the documents with the parking garage, and the next day we will pick up the bike. So if you need to return the bike after business hours, please send us a message with a description of, hey, I left the bike here at this parking garage with the direction. The next day we will pick up the bike at that parking garage. Hey, so one thing we get asked a lot about the motorcycles or scooters is, do I have to leave a deposit for the motorcycle or scooter? And the answer is yes. Every motorcycle or scooter does have a deposit. Our deposits are $200 US. It does put an authorization on the card. It doesn't actually take the money. So remember, our deposits are $200 US, and we do hold them for 4 business days. Another thing, why do we hold the deposits for 4 business days? It's because if you were to get a speeding ticket or an infraction from the traffic police, we receive that 4 business days after. So remember, our deposits are $200 US with a credit card or debit card, and we do hold it for 4 business days after you bring back the motorcycle. One important note that you need to know is that we do not accept American Express for the deposit or traveler's cards for the deposit. Hey, so now that we reached the ending of the briefing, if you guys have any other questions or concerns, please do ask the reception. They will be more than happy to help you out and answer all of your questions. There are 3 important points that I want you to take. Remember to park the motos in areas designated. Remember you watch your speed limits. And the 3rd most important point is to have fun. This is a beautiful city, a lot of waterfalls, a lot of nature, a lot of places to see. So if that's it, please scroll to the bottom of the waiver, tap sign and submit. And after you submit that waiver, please hand over your credit card to the reception so they can start the process with your deposit to rent the motorcycle. Thanks, and we wish you all a great time.